Hi, third grade. Today we're going to continue practicing looking at point of view of our authors or how the author feels about something. We're going to read an article today called Snow Sculpture Contest. And this is a review. So this is the author, Kim Woo, is explaining how she feels and is giving her point of view about a snow sculpture contest. Before we read, I want you to look down here where it says close reader habits. I want you to focus on this as you read closely. What is the author's point of view about the dragon sculpture? Circle words and details in paragraph 3 that show how the author felt about the sculpture. So when we get to paragraph 3, we need to remember to look at those opinion words or feeling words to show how the author felt. Here we go. Number 1. Paragraph 1. The town of Butler held its first Winter Fest this week. The highlight of the outdoor event was the snow sculpture contest. Teams of snow carvers worked tirelessly to create amazing works of art. The crowds were delighted. Snow sculpture is a very difficult kind of sculpture to make. Teams of snow carvers made fantastic sculptures from huge blocks of snow. Each team could use only common hand tools. Shovels and cheese graters were very popular. For a whole day, they cut away packed snow from the heavy blocks. By late afternoon, these snow artists had created amazing sculptures. Some were over 9 feet tall. All right, here we are at paragraph 3. Get ready to circle some good opinion words. My favorite snow sculpture won second prize. This sculpture of a giant dragon was incredible. It had detailed scales and a pair of giant wings. It also had a long tail. This fierce dragon even breathed fire made of snow. Okay, so circling some adjectives that describe how this person feels. I like favorite. Okay, describing the sculpture. What else describes the sculpture here in paragraph 3? We know it was a dragon, but yeah, incredible. Detailed, good. What other words can we circle? One more, I'd say. Fierce, fierce, yes. Very good. Paragraph 4. The snow sculpture that won third prize was a good choice by the judges. It was a copy of the White House in Washington, D.C. I was disappointed by the snow sculpture that captured first prize. It was a covered wagon. The team of carvers made the wagon wheels too small. They made other mistakes too. So can you tell that this author doesn't agree with the first place prize? They like the one that won second prize, right? The dragon. Last paragraph. I really do believe that my favorite sculpture should have won the grand prize, but Butler's first Winterfest was still a great success. I can't wait for the next one. All right, so if you turn the page, number 1 has 2 parts. Let's look at part A. Which choice best describes the author's point of view about snow sculpture? A. Snow sculpture is interesting, but it's just for kids. I don't think the author really indicated that it's only for kids, do you? I don't think so. Try B. Snow sculpture is an impressive type of art. I do like choice B because they were impressed. They said it wasn't easy. It was a difficult art, a difficult kind of sculpture. But I'm leaning towards that one right now. Let's read the rest. Snow sculpture requires very little effort. No, they said it was difficult. That means it requires a lot of effort. So not C. D, snow sculptures are not as good as regular sculptures. I don't think the author ever compared snow sculptures to regular sculptures. So my best answer, I still think, is that this writer thinks that snow sculpture is a very impressive type of art. Now for part B, we need to choose one answer that best supports our answer in part A. The highlight of the outdoor event was the snow sculpture contest. Does that tell how it's impressive? Let's keep reading. Snow sculpture is a very difficult kind of sculpture to make. Is that why it's so impressive? Because it's challenging? I think that's a good one. C. This sculpture of a giant dragon was incredible. Hmm, I feel like this is talking about a specific snow sculpture, and in our answer up here, we're just talking about snow sculptures in general being impressive. I still think I like part B. Okay, this one's too specific about a dragon sculpture. D. The snow sculpture that won third prize was a good choice by the judges. Well, here again, this is talking about the wagon prize, the one that won third prize. I don't think that's talking about snow sculpting in general. So I like the fact that it's difficult makes it impressive. Don't you agree? All right. Talk here says, based on the review, do you think the author, Kim Woo, believes that Butler should have another Winterfest? What details helped you know what Kim Woo's point of view would be? Well, I think really they're just, I think in the future she would like to see another one, right? Because at the end it says, I do believe, even though she doesn't agree with who won, she does say, but Butler's first Winterfest was still a great success. And she says here, I can't wait for the next one. So obviously, the author wants there to be another Winterfest in the future. All right. And the last one is our short response. In the second paragraph, the author says, snow sculpture is a very difficult kind of sculpture to make. Explain whether or not you agree. Compare your point of view with Kim Woo's. Use the space provided on the next page to write your answer. Okay, so here's where you're going to say, restate. The author says snow sculpture is a very difficult kind of sculpture to make. You need to agree or disagree with that. Okay. All right, third grade. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you later.